Yes. Hey, you fatty bom bom, you. Hi guys, selamat berpuasa. Wishing everybody an abundance of blessings this fasting month. So, in conjunction with the month of Ramadan, Mitsubishi Motors Malaysia is offering fantastic promos for the Outlander, Triton, and the ASX. So, what's in store? We start with the Outlander. You get 2,000 ringgit cash rebates as well as 2-year free service, subject to mileage restrictions, of course. If you buy the Triton, you get a choice between cash rebate or low interest rate. The cash rebate offer is 6,000 ringgit. If you are a Mitsubishi owner, they top in another 3,000 ringgit to give you 9,000 ringgit cash rebate. If you are the owner of a pickup truck from another brand, they give you an extra 2,000 ringgit on top of 6,000, which means 8,000 ringgit of cash rebates. The other option is for you to take a 0.88% interest rate versus a conventional 3% interest rate. The same installment budget, you can upgrade from a Triton premium model to the range topping Adventure X model for the same monthly installments. Okay, now with the ASX, if you bring a car to trade in, Mitsubishi Motors Malaysia will top in an extra 8,888 ringgit on your current car's resale value. Not only that, you get 5 years of free maintenance, subject to mileage restrictions, of course, and 5 years warranty without mileage restrictions. Okay, so for further information, go visit, no, now MCO, right? Go contact your nearest Mitsubishi outlet to find out more about these very exciting promos. Hi guys, so it's day 57 of MCO. Amazing, right? We have actually went through 57 days of staying at home, and not only that, our Muslim brothers and sisters, you guys have went through 20 days of fasting, which means that Raya is just 10 days away. That realization came as a shocker to me earlier today when I saw one of my friends posted on Facebook. We've been fasting for 20 days. I was like, wow, okay, this Ramadan really flew by very fast. Okay, but yeah, it's trying times for everybody. So all of you guys, the last couple of the last 1 week or so, we've been seeing very encouraging numbers, okay, from our daily briefings from the health ministry. So everybody, kudos for doing your part, staying at home, social distancing, keeping good hygiene. Hopefully as the days progress, we continue to keep this up, and we see continued progress with further reductions in COVID-19 infections, and that way we can further reduce restrictions and return more sense of normality to our lives. Yes, you also want to be in the picture. Okay. All right, guys. So, quick updates from across the industry. So, got a few announcements from a number of car companies, Mercedes, Nissan amongst them, that they are practically resuming full operation of their service and of their outlets. Okay. Of course, SOPs apply. Your servicing is only strictly by appointment basis. They will not be entertaining walk-in customers. No parking at the lounge, and that means that you just drop your car, ciao, that's it. Then later you come back and pick it up. Okay. Yes. But one brand, Mazda, they have went a mile further. They have added they have openly offered what they call they have openly offered pickup and delivery service. So if you stay within a 10-kilometer radius of selected outlets, they will come and collect the car from you. Okay, of course, once again, by appointment basis. So today I tried that actually. Once I got the announcement, I actually tried. You book the appointment online. Okay, go to mazda.com.my, book it online, and I tried to book an appointment for my mother's CX-5. Today is 13th of May. The earliest slot that they can give me is on the 29th, end of the month, after Raya. So yeah, that's it. And I think it's a very good thing to offer, although not strictly necessary now under CMCO, but it's a good practice, because that way you don't have to worry about, you know, when you arrive at the service center after you drop off your car, how you're going to go home. All right, that is sorted for you, and you just sit at home, wait for them to send the car back to you. That's it, done. Also, Mazda also gives you the other option of mobile service, whereby whereby you make the appointment, they will send a mobile crew to service the car at your doorstep. So that's something for you to consider. And of course, for all new Mazda cars, you have 3 years of free service. And they have also announced that if your, wait, sorry, not 3 years, it's 5 years now. So if your car is if your warranty is affected during this MCO period, they will extend your warranty by the same number of days as the MCO. Okay, so you can rest assured that if, let's say, like, your car's warranty is expiring during this MCO, Mazda is another company besides Toyota that has confirmed that not only will your warranty not be affected, they will extend it past MCO. Okay, so that's very good. The other brand, Volkswagen, today the Malaysian motoring media, we were engaged in a video conferencing session with them. They shared with us some of their plans this year, and one of the things they told us, they'll be introducing the new 2D Volkswagen brand logo. Okay, where they're following a global direction, of course. And the other interesting point that they explained to me was that the design of the logo, the 2D design of that logo, makes it easier, okay, for them to use that logo for digital communication. Yeah. So I mean, for their Instagram, for their Facebook updates, that image is that simpler logo with a higher contrast is far easier to use than the complicated 3D one. And I think we are seeing that trend not just with Volkswagen, but even BMW with their new logo with the transparent roundel. I think that's also another step in that trend, where all these companies, they are embracing digital marketing. So what they have is they are going back to simpler versions of their logo that are easier to use in their marketing assets. Okay. Also, but more, I think, of greater interest to you guys probably is that they've also confirmed 2 model launches. One is the Passat R-Line. No significant details. We believe, I believe it's probably a dress-up version of the current Passat facelift. So it has the 190 PS 2-liter TSI engine, but dressed up in sport body kit and larger rims. Okay, they also confirmed that they will be launching the Arteon R-Line will also be arriving in Malaysia. No powertrain specifics. They just confirmed it's going to be the 2.0 TSI, but they didn't mention which one, okay, which output. So I've got to wait along for that. One of my media friends asked, is the Golf 8 going to be arriving? The answer is no, the Golf 8 is not coming this year. Okay, so that's all the updates from the industry. Now let me just run through the comments section and share some feedback.
Ladies and gentlemen,
now Abdul Hakim commented on an old video of my BMW E39, which I explored some hidden functions of the car. These functions came standard in my F20 now. Let's appreciate BMW tech, which are always ahead of its time back in the days. I mean, yeah, I have to say that some features in the E39 amaze me even now, because I just never thought that a 20-year-old design would have had such a modern feature built into it. So that to me is quite amazing. Now this is this is on a comment on my day 55 video. Liao Yun, a friend used to own the 1.8 FD. He's a frugal and careful driver, but that sunker, his power steering pump leaked twice in 4 to 5 years ownership. Another friend also owned a 2.0 FD. Commonly steering bush worn easily. I guess so from here, right, you can see that steering seems to be a problem area with the Civic FD, and yours is not the first time that I heard of such issue, but I think this is such a predictable issue that one, it's easy to fix, and two, it's something that, which means that something, if you can predict it's going to come, right? So if you are a current owner of the car, or if you are a potential buyer of the car, you know this is something you will watch out for, and you know every time when you send your car to service, you will ask your mechanic, hey, you know, check that, do you need to change that or not? And also, it's not the kind of failure that would put you on a flat rate, because you see, power steering pump leaked twice. You see, leaking, right, is something that it happens, you have to address it quickly, but you usually, when you see that liquid patch on the floor, it's a warning sign. You have to go to the workshop to check, and the fluid usually leaks slowly, which means that you have time to go to the workshop before the system fails completely. Okay, so Iketani said, looking forward to Evo Enduro, getting the E60 in better shape and hopefully be able to join. Yes, come. NYC commented, on the question of diesels needing Italian tune-ups, I've read a few sources that diesel vehicles fitted with DPF and travel at low speeds like city start-stop, driving often, should need occasional hard driving at highway speeds for around 1 hour to burn away the larger pieces of sediments inside the DPF. As for traditional carburetor petrol cars benefiting from this, I can tell it really worked for my dad's old Datsun after driving between KL and Kedah during college days. Yep, definitely worked for my old Iswara. But as for your point on the diesel cars, yeah, I suppose it's possible. But I think with, you know, modern electronic control engines, right? You should subject the car to a bit of hard driving every now and then, right? Pull the engine, stretch it across the rev range, because modern ECUs, they have adaptive software. All right, maybe simple, could be very complex, but they have software, they have fuzzy logic that is designed to adapt to the driving patterns of the driver. So if you always drive the car at a pedestrian pace, the car takes that as your normal driving pattern, and yeah, and it adapts to a more lazy and more lethargic response to your throttle inputs. Okay, so yeah, every once in a while, just give it, I mean, when it's safe to do so, pull the car across the rev range, you know, use the full rev bandwidth of the car, and yeah, and enjoy it, okay? But of course, as someone else also pointed out, do it once you've warmed the engine up properly, yeah? Okay. Alexander Liu asks, would you recommend new Aurizn or used Inspira around 2012, both manual transmission? Inspira, of course, no question there. Extreme 2006, can you share with me the process of getting second-hand car from dealer versus direct from owner? Hear from you, thanks. Okay, so getting it from the dealer, it's less hassle, because the dealer will have their runners to help you take care of all the paperwork. Okay, so with the dealer, basically you just pay money, wait for the runner to come, do the JPJ thumbprint, that's it. Okay, but if you buy direct from an owner, you have to go, you have to either find the runner yourself or you have to go through the whole process yourself. Seller will have to do the puspakom, but you have to go with seller to JPJ, and then you have to go, if you want to buy loan, you have to go and call the banks yourself and all that. And this is another interesting point. Banks typically prefer to give loans for second cars. They prefer to give loan to buyers who buy through dealers as opposed to private buyers. With private buyers, banks are a bit more reluctant to approve, and they are also more reluctant to approve a high loan financing margin. Why? Because simply put, when you go through a dealer, there is more complete documentation for the banks to trace, and they also don't want that that the money that they loan to you is used for less than legal purposes. Okay, I mean, it's not difficult for, let's say, like two people to pakat together and create a buyer seller transaction and use that as an excuse to take a loan from the bank. Okay, so yeah, so those are the factors to think about. But of course, when you talk about in terms of price, then with a private seller, you have the room to negotiate for a lower price. Because why? So dealer would, let's say that for any given car, dealer takes in a certain price. They then mark it up for their profit. Okay, but so the thing is that you as the seller with this car, he'll be offered this price by the dealer. You have this room of this much playroom, okay, to negotiate a better price than what a dealer would offer. So yeah, with direct owner, you have the benefit of getting a car for a better price, but there is more hassle but less of the process is taken care for you. You have to manage the process all the way. Okay, but of course some people will say, oh, dealer can cheat you, can tune and adjust the mileage and all that. Private buyer, but there's nothing to say that a private buyer won't cheat your mileage anyway. So in that respect, right, I would say whether you buy from a private seller or a dealer, insist to have the car checked and inspected by a trusted workshop. Okay, I mean, you can always go to Evo Club, and we have 47 inspection centers to give your car a thorough health check before you buy it. Okay, Aaron Jimmy, agree with previous gen Accord build quality. I have 2017 Civic FC, but my best friend drives a 2015 Accord. Build quality, soundproofing, and interior materials used in the Accord way higher than the Civic. You only see the quality in Honda if you jump to their D segment. So there you have it. You're comparing a current gen Civic with the previous gen Accord, and you can see the leap in the quality right there. Okay, Lagi Bizarre here has a very long comment. 8th gen Civic FD we got based on the Acura CSX, only sold in Canada. Yes, I remember seeing that when I visited my relatives in Canada 5 years ago. Not the US spec Civic, hence why it was a very good car, because it was meant to be the luxury Acura brand. But the 9th gen we got was based on the US Civic, and the US at the time of its design was facing economic issues. Hence, Honda was very cautious with the 9th gen and cheapened it because they thought nobody would be buying cars. But as it turned out, when it launched in 2012, US economy picked up, but it was too late to go back to a drawing board. Yada, yada, yada. They did do a major facelift to the FB just a year later, which made it way better, but Malaysia did not get this major redesign. To be honest, the 9th did have a better engine. 2.0 becomes single cam. They improved the low-end torque while maintaining maximum power from the FD, made it even more fuel efficient. Generally more reliable, no annoying wheel bearing issues, ride softer as Con mentioned, slightly impacting handling, but it wasn't bad. Agreed. I think when I drove the Civic FB, maybe I'll revisit this in another video, I thought that the handling was still pretty alright. Okay, the handling was still pretty alright. 9th gen was also the last Civic in Malaysia to get a normal auto gearbox, as the FC that replaced it had the CVT. CVT has its advantages and disadvantages, but honestly, It depends on personal taste. People who WOT all the time definitely hate CVTs. Those who always drive steadily will like CVT. Maybe Con can touch on pros and cons of CVTs in a future video. Yeah, maybe I might. But to give a simple sum up, CVTs are fantastic for fuel economy for city driving because it always keeps you at the sweet spot of your power band. It means that your engine is being utilized most efficiently, okay, to facilitate acceleration. The problem with CVTs is at sustained highway cruising, if you want to sustain high speed, that is when it really drains on your fuel economy because you'll be using high ratios at all time to sustain high speed. Okay, yeah. So it's I think it's a matter of preference, and it's a matter of adapting your driving style to suit the hardware that you have. So the good thing to enjoy with CVTs also is the smoothness. Okay, you know, you don't feel, if you don't like the jerkiness of gear change, you don't have to worry about that at all with a CVT. Rion Lau 883R, do you think Volvo can gain back its brand image of yesteryears from 760, 940 days? Their good resale values seem to support this claim. I think they are doing better. They are shading their image of being an uncle's car. They have not compromised on their values on safety, and at the same time they've added a lot more desirability to their cars and a lot more perceived value to their cars. So I think they're definitely on the right track, and they are definitely heading to not back to the good old days, better than the good old days, I would say. Same person also added, I do miss Civic with flat rear floor. Honda's fantastic interior packaging. Mahendra Warma, hi Con, your thoughts on W11 280 AMG? Okay, the 280 AMG W211, that would be the one running on the 3-liter V6. Good car, I would say. It's a contemporary to the E60, and I think there are plenty. I think most W211s in the market are probably the E240 or the E200 compressor. E280 may be rare, but I think it's worth going for if you can go for it. You may even get it at a cheaper price because somebody once told me this. With Mercedes buyers, right, the high capacity engines are a bit more difficult to find takers. So if you're looking for an E280 and you find one in good condition, it's probably easier for you to tekan its price versus an E200 compressor or an E200 or E240 because the 280 commands a much higher road tax than the other two. Okay, but honestly, for a car at this size and this class, right, if you're willing to pay that 2,000 ringgit road tax, I think it's worth it, right? You get to enjoy and if you do a lot of long distance driving, you really get to enjoy the relaxed, smooth power delivery of a 3-liter engine. Fermi Paradox, I really like the automotive industry. Almost took an automotive course at Sekolah Kemahiran after my SPM, but yeah, I ended up taking a diploma that are not related to automotive in UiTM. My question is, how can I become an automotive journalist reviewer since I don't have automotive world background? Well, now it's easier than ever. Start your own YouTube channel, start your own blog, right? Write your own stuff, comment your own stuff. I would say learn to see things from multiple perspectives. Don't always just take the enthusiast perspective. Oh, this car doesn't drive well, so it's crap. Do learn to consider points like, you know, fitness for purpose. All right, is this car designed to be trash? Is this car designed to be just a no nonsense point A to point B commuter? All right, what sort of target audience is this car aimed at? And review the car from the perspective of the people who would buy it. All right, and of course, knowledge of cars can be cultivated. You can learn more from it, but the important skill to have really would be the skill to tell a story. to convey a message effectively to your readers, to your audience. Okay, I think once you build up a good body of work, a good portfolio of work, and you can then either choose to grow what you have already built, or you can take that and show people like Paul Tan, people like Autobus, people like us, Mechanica, Pandu Laju, all these guys, show them this is what you're capable of doing, and see whether you have the opportunity to apply for a job with them. Okay, yeah. So good luck, and if you ever join this line, okay, make sure you hit me up. Eco Wins. Hi Con, which would you prefer? A rear-wheel drive 428i M Sport or an all-wheel drive Golf R? Which is easier or cheaper to maintain? Which is more fun? Thank you. Easier, cheaper to maintain, more fun, the 428. But in this particular instance, I would actually prefer the Golf R. I think actually the Golf R would be more fun lah, probably. Or is it? Depends on the definition of fun. Because the Golf R, in my estimate, is all around a more is a more capable car than the 428. Faster on a straight line, faster around the bends. With the 428, you get a rear-wheel drive chassis, so you can play a bit more around the bends. Okay, it's a bit more playful. With the all-wheel drive Golf R, it's sheer grip. You see a bend, you point your steering, you gun, it goes, and it goes exactly where you point it. Rain, weather, not scared, just tekan. It's the Golf R, right, is a car that makes going fast astonishingly easy. All right, it's like close eye you can drive kind of thing. I would say it's like almost no challenge to drive. But if you want a car for sheer all-round ability, I think the Golf R is the more capable car in this comparison. But easier, cheaper to maintain, I'm going with the BMW. Jeremy was driving a Waja before I got the Civic FD. Agreed that the Waja sound system is better than the Civic. Wow, this is really a surprise for me. Overall, a satisfied owner of the Civic FD, bought used 3 years ago, clocked 100,000 plus km. Not sure if I'm the only one. I feel that the Waja's driving dynamics is a little better than the FD. Thanks for all the videos. Keep up the good work. I agree with you. Okay. I think the Waja's driving dynamics is a bit more fluid. Okay. So of course the Waja definitely not as fast as the FD lah. Powertrain, sophistication definitely nowhere near the FD's levels. But I think handling, the Waja has more flow in its chassis than the Civic FD. Okay, because the Waja is really properly tuned by Lotus. I mean, I remember last year during the the Malaysia Day weekend when we drove from here to Cameron's, I think that was in the Waja, right? That was, I think, easily the most fun I've had in a car. Easily one of my top 5 most fun moments in a car, any car. Okay, so yep, that's all the questions I have for this video. All right, so yeah. The message, as always, as before, stay home, stay safe. Okay, once all this is over, we'll see you guys on the road. Okay, take care. The CVT has its advantages and disadvantages, but honestly,